And we're live back at CrossFit K-Town. We've got Oktoberfest. We have day 2 standards, Sunday's standards. We are talking kids and teens today. We're going to begin with the kids ages 5 through 8. They're going to open up with a 21-15-9 air squat ring row sit-up combination. The movement standards for the air squat, starting standing tall with hips and knees open. We will squat down till our hips get below our knees at the bottom, and then we stand tall again, opening hips and knees. Show me some good reps, moving through quickly. Good. Now show me some bad reps where the hips don't open. So his knees are getting open, but obviously his hips aren't opening all the way. Now show me hips open, but knees not open. And there's hips opening and not the knees opening. So we want to make sure that hips and knees both open at the top for those air squats. After 21 air squats, we'll go over to the rings for ring rows. We have 21 ring rows to perform. The standard will be set. We'll show you guys when you get here, but your feet are going to be where the rings began. That's going to be a little far for Taylor. Hey, he can make it work. Look at him. And then we're going to start with long arms, and we're going to pull all the way up till our thumbs touch our chest. That's going to be the standard there. Returning to long arms with each rep. You also must remain planked out during this movement. You can't overly sag, overly extend. The biggest thing though is you can't bend your knees. So we're not going to be set up like this and then moving through. We're going to keep those knees and hips extended throughout the entirety of our ring rows. Good. And now we have sit-ups. We are going to use an ab mat for this. And we are actually going to go straight leg sit-ups on this. So legs are locked. We're going to lay all the way back down till shoulders and hands touch. And we're going to sit all the way up until we touch our toes in front of us. Perfect. So the only thing that you can mess this up with is by not touching the ground behind you with your hands or not touching your toes in front of you. So making sure that we're accomplishing both of those and we'll be good to go. All right, that was event 1 for kids 5 through 8. That is the exact event for kids 9 through 12. Same exact event. Let's talk event 2. We are going to have 10 burpees to a plate. We're going to set a 45-pound up. So it's a 6-minute AMRAP for our kids 5 through 8. They're going to burpee down to a plate, so chest goes to the deck. And then instead of jumping and clapping, they're going to come up and they're going to get on top of their plate, standing tall at the top. They may jump, they can step, however they would like to get onto their plate for those 10 burpees. But each rep culminates standing tall, knees extended, hips extended. Good. After 10 burpees to plate, we have 10 med ball deadlifts. So they'll come over to their med ball. Ball will start on the floor. We want to see hips going back, knees wide, chest up nice and tight. And then we're going to stand all the way up with knees and hips extended and shoulders back behind hips at the top. And then we'll just go back down to the floor. You may touch and go on these. You can go down and reset each time. But at the top, we're making sure that knees, hips are extended and shoulders end up back behind the hips. Good. Good reps. That's a 6-minute AMRAP for the kids 5 through 8. For the kids 9 through 12, they have the same 10 burpees to a plate. We're going to have 2 plates. It's going to be 2 45s. And instead of deadlifts, they have med ball cleans over the shoulders. So the setup looks very similar. Ball is going to start between the legs and then use any means necessary to get that ball up over the shoulder. And we'll drop to the back side, turn around, pick it up, and go up again over the shoulder. The kid can choose to alternate shoulders, go with the same shoulder every time. Either way, it's going to be important to stay in control of that med ball so it's not rolling all over the place. That's also just going to help speed up your workout. Obviously, you're not having to chase your med ball all over the floor. And that is event 2 for our kids 9 through 12. The weights for the med balls, by the way, we're going to have some discretion there. There are no set standards per se. We'll call it the standard CrossFit 20/14 for guys and gals, but we will use our coach's discretion as well as feedback from your child's coach or parent to help us decide on an appropriate weight there. All right, we have the multi-movement relay here at the end. Taylor, can you grab my whiteboard actually that's over on the desk, please? Thank you. Yeah, you want to place that at the other end? Just give it a toss, it'll be fine. Alex, yeah? All right, the multi-movement relay, if you were here at Oktoberfest last year, you'll remember something very similar. We're gonna have 2 taped lines on the floor. Imagine that med ball down there is all the way to the rig behind the taped line. Taylor's starting behind the taped line over here. 3, 2, 1, go. He's gonna run down. He's gonna run all the way. He's gonna touch with his hands, both hands behind the line, and then he's gonna backpedal back. Once his entire body gets across the line here, he's going to bear crawl down to the other line or to the med ball. When he gets to his med ball, he's going to have 20 med ball squats. Holding that ball however you'd like. You can hold it at the chest like a goblet. You can hold it on your shoulder either way. But the squat is a squat. Hips down below the knees, standing tall with every rep. 20 med ball squats. When he finishes that, he'll place his med ball on the floor and he'll bear crawl with his med ball back across the original line. Once he crosses this line with his ball and his person, he has ball ground to overhead, 20 reps. So ball starts on the ground and it ends with knees, hips, and everything extended overhead. He can do that sort of like a clean and jerk. You can also do that like a snatch in one motion. But the movement begins with the ball on the floor and it ends with knees, hips, and arms extended up overhead. Good reps. So after his 20 ball ground to overhead with the ball, he's going to run with his ball back down across that line. He's going to place it, and then he's going to run back to the finish. Really well done there, Taylor. All right, let's see where we're at. So that is the same for the 5 through 8 and the 9 through 12. Finally, we have our teens. We're going to go back to event 2 for our, we're going to go all the way to event 1. We haven't even begun with our teens. So teens 13 to 15. Event 1 is a 4-time Fran style event here. 21-15-9 thrusters at 65 or 45 pounds. We may scale that if the athlete so chooses, athlete or coach. Thrusters and pull-ups, which will be RX. Jumping pull-ups is an option as well. That will not be RX, but you may perform jumping pull-ups if need be. So our thrusters, let's check that out. So you can squat clean directly into that first rep, but we're getting the hips below the knees and then finishing locked out overhead with the head through and the bar back over the shoulders. Knees and hips and arms extended at the top. 21 thrusters, good. And now 21 pull-ups. Hey, next year I'll be the guy working out and you can film.
You said that every year.
Pull-ups, you start with arms long at the beginning. You can do anything you want to get that chin up over the horizontal plane of the bar, butterfly kip, conventional kip, strict pull-ups. And if you want to scale it, you may do jumping pull-ups. Jumping pull-ups will help you set up the standard on that, but bar must be above wrist level when standing fully extended. Start with long arms at the bottom, jump and pull that chin up over the bar. Coming back to long arms every time at the bottom. Good. For our teens, 16 to 17, it is the same exact workout. The weight is 95-65 on that. Event 2, we have an 8-minute AMRAP of 10 burpees over the bar and 10 deadlifts. Burpees over the bar, they will not be bar facing. Everyone will be parallel with their bar, chest all the way to deck. And then jumping over the bar. Must jump. You can jump laterally like Taylor did there, or you can turn and jump either way. But hands and feet must pass over the barbell in between the plates. You must leave from 2 feet. You must land on 2 feet. So no awkward crawling over the bar. After your 10 burpees over the bar, you have 10 deadlifts. The teens 13 to 15 age range, the weight is 115-85. Bar starts on the floor. Conventional deadlift, we stand it up. Knees and hips extended. Shoulders back behind the bar at the top. You can touch and go, you can drop and reset, whatever you'd like to do there. And those are your 10 deadlifts. Teams 16 to 17 have a slightly heavier weight and it's also an 8-minute AMRAP of 10 burpees over the bar and 10 deadlifts at 155/105. Finally, event 3 for both age groups here. We have an 800-meter burden run. The burden is going to be the wall ball. It's going to be a plate. My bad. The plate for 13 to 15 is going to be 25 pounds. The plate for 16 and 17-year-olds will be 45 pounds. The run here is our infamous 800-meter run down the hill. There will be a cone set up down there. You'll run. I can follow you down the hill if you like. You'll run the plate down. You'll run the plate back up. You may set the plate down to rest, however, no forward progress while the plate is on the ground, obviously. After you come back into the gym, you have 100 double unders or 200 single unders. Double unders, obviously the rope is passing under us twice as we're jumping. Single unders, the rope is passing under us. I knew it was going to be a tough transition. We'll get it next year. Single unders, the rope is passing under us once as we're jumping. Good. You have a choice there. You must make your decision before the workout. Let your judge know what you're going with, and then you may not change from that course of action throughout the entire event. You then have a 500-meter row. The monitors will not be touched by anyone but you. You may set your foot pads up before the workout, obviously. You may set your damper at whatever you would like. We're going to use just row, so all you'll do is turn your monitor on and begin rowing. You'll knock out your 500 meters. Upon completion of your 500 meters, you're coming back to your jump rope. You have another 100 dubs or 200 singles. Blah, blah, blah. And finally, you're out the door for one final 800-meter run, this time without any sort of a burden. Your time finishes when you cross the finish line outside of the gym at the end of your 800-meter run. If you guys have any questions, make sure that you leave a comment under our Facebook post with this video, and we will endeavor to answer them. Anything to add, Taylor? All right.